Okay, welcome everybody. Under the SusPlan project, a collaboration between GIZ and BIM, we are attending the training program on sustainability management. This is a virtual training platform today that will cover the first module. And on the screen, you can see the 5 modules have been divided into different sections. Different sections, and it starts with the basic thing, sustainability, then it turns to the sustainability business, then sustainability business management, then corporate sustainability, and then production and consumption. So there is a linkage from the sustainability to the end of sustainable production and consumption through corporate sustainability. This is our module 1. There are 5 objectives for this module: to provide fundamental understanding on sustainability and its background, then to deliver the conceptual framework of sustainable business, to explain how to manage business organization for sustainability, to explore the sense of corporate sustainability, and number 5, to emphasize on sustainable production and consumption. In this session, we are going to emphasize on to provide fundamental understanding on sustainability and its background. Yeah. And there are 10 learning outcomes. On the top 2 are red, because these 2 learning outcomes will be covered by this first session. These 10 outcomes are for the module 1 and first 2 for the first session. To explain sustainability management and its background, yes, in this session I am going to explain you what is sustainability, what is sustainability management, and what is the background of sustainability, the history, and to point out the 3 key pillars of sustainability management. Key pillars, you can say pillar or foundation. I'm just trying to adjust something for a couple of minutes. Just allow me that time, please.
Okay, sir.
So we was discussing about the learning outcomes. The other 8 outcomes will be resulted in our other session from the module 1. I think it is clear to you that these all outcomes from the only module 1. And today we are discussing the first session and second session of the module 1. Okay, we are going ahead.
স্যার স্লাইড গুলো দেখা যাচ্ছে না স্যার।
স্লাইড আবার এখন
জি
দেখা
স্যার, এখন
যাচ্ছে
দেখা
না?
যাচ্ছে। জি স্যার।
জি স্যার দেখা যাচ্ছে।
Okay. Like other modules, the duration of this module is 5 hours, and there is no physical attendance required for this module. And online attendance is 5 hours, since the whole module will be delivered in the online, and 5 hours for module 1 and 1 hour for each section. We have divided the module 1. Yeah. We have divided this module in 5 sections, and each section will carry delivered to 1 hour. Sorry for the disturbance. And here is also the option of optional assessment. Actually, this assessment is optional for all module, but different for the 5 each module. Okay, section 1, it will talk about sustainability. So first thing is, what is sustainability? To be stable, to be sustainable. But what to do to be stable or sustainable? You can say it's a knowledge utilization for overcoming decision-making problems. Actually, our decision make us unstable or unstable. This is one of the major obstacle to be sustainable. So, if we have that knowledge and we are able to utilize that knowledge so that we can overcome these decision-making problems, and there will be ease of getting sustainability, or initiate activities for future performance for the development process. Stable and active activities. Of course, this initiated activities must be stable and that are directed toward development with certainty in operation and existence. And number 3, considered as a policy idea that encompasses emphasizing on 3 basic issues, that is economic, environmental, and social. Actually, these 3 basic issues are called the 3 pillars of sustainability: environmental sustainability, economic sustainability, and social sustainability. Sustainability is general understanding. It is really that continuing reduction of our resources such as water, forest and fisheries, for example, we know that day by day our forest, the area of forest is decreasing. Water is become a huge crisis across the globe. In Bangladesh, we may not face the problem, but think about the other countries who doesn't have any source for fresh water, that is rainwater, fresh water. They only rely on the rainwater. So how the life is tough there. And fisheries, just think about our country. We had plenty of rivers, right? All turned to canals now, actually. And there is a say, hate mache Bangali. We have that hat, but we are lacking for the mass, actually. So where our fish is gone. This triggers the human destruction of the nature. Human basic need, food, is highly relevant and dependent to proper practice of using how chemical, environment-friendly and healthy ingredients. We can't survive without food, no doubt, but the ingredients of our food. For example, our Dhaka city is famous for street food, right? And everywhere you will find some small shops, now some vans. But what are the ingredients over there? You can compare those ingredients, how much they are healthier, and how they are working, and how much they are environmental friendly. With the technological enhancement, it is a side effect that our environment is being seriously affected. Yes, technology advancement is very true and very normal. It will advance day by day. But on the other side, because of because of this advancement of technology, environment is affected. But we cannot say that stop the technological environment and advancement of technological improvement. We can stop the technology and save the environment. We cannot do that. We have to do what we can do. We have to accept this improvement from the technology, and as well as we have to ensure that our environment is safe. So we have to focus on those technology, or we have to request or make them understand to develop their policy of improvement, technological improvement that will not affect the environment. And we also, from our side, try to protect and save our environment. A system of living in synchronization with the environmental issues, as the issues became quite critical while considering the economic advancement. So our living, it should be in collaboration with environment and economic. But when we focus on the economic advancement, that means you are profit seeker. Your organization seeking the profit. In seeking this profit, the organization is not maintaining the environment. How? For example, when they're thinking about huge profit and reducing their cost, they may ignore the waste management system, or they may not take the necessary action to dispose their waste without hampering the environment, because they don't want to invest in this issue. So they are only concerned about their economic issue. In that case, our living synchronization will be seriously hampered, and already it is hampering now. Along with the environment and economic issues, social issues are crucial for sustainability. As I told you earlier, there are three pillars: environmental, economic, and social. Now we are focusing on the social, which is also very crucial, particularly if we are thinking about the urban development. In case of social issues, it is very interesting that in the literature, which is dominated by the Europeans, Americans, and other developed countries, researchers, in their literature, social issue appears, say after at least 2 decades. During the last 2 decades, they were not very worried about social issues. Because what is social? What are the basic social issues? Social bonding. And all of you, it is very known to you that in those countries, social bonding is not like our social bonding. They live on their individual life. So they realize these social issues may be a bit later. However, we will discuss this later on. Sustainability, it depends on 3 pillars: environmental, economical, and social. And energy or culture is also being considered another pillar of sustainability. Somebody argues that energy is the 4th pillar, or other person is saying that no, culture is the 4th pillar, or somebody saying that finance is the 4th pillar of sustainability. There is a huge debate actually. There is a huge debate, but it is universal that the main 3 pillars are environment, economic, and social. There is no doubt within these 3 pillars. And actually, if we talk about energy or culture, in the broader sense, they are under these 3 pillars also. Okay, our first pillar, environmental sustainability. Environment has been impacted by our living, even our fooding, and by our other activities, both our personal and commercial. That means what we do in our personal life, what we do in our professional life, our lifestyle, our fooding habits, and our other activities all are impacting negatively to the environment. How? For example, we are taking some food, say for ice cream, cone ice cream from Igloo, and eating this in my car, sitting in my car. When it finished, we are throwing it out of the car, right? So, aren't we hampering the environment? It is only the other people or the government is responsible for environmental cleaning or environmental sustainability? No, we are also the part of that. Sometimes we take food from the outlets as a takeaway food, take the food in the office, throw it in the street or other in the playing field, not considering that it may affect other people. And commercially or professionally, what we are doing, very simple and common example. In our production process, there are lots of waste there. We are not disposing the waste properly. On the other hand, even we talk about we are using papers, lots of papers. And what at the end of the day, we are burning those paper to destroy this. If you burn a lots of paper, it will create huge carbon dioxide, right? And this will hamper the environment. These are the very common, very simple example how we are personally and professionally impacting the environment. Secondly, we are impacting the environment negatively. For example, high carbon dioxide, CO2 emission. Yes, we are emitting carbon dioxide in huge volume across the globe, which is created the hole in the ozone layer, Factors of environment must be addressed and maintained properly for sustainability. What are the factors? When we go in depth, we'll find different environmental factors we have to address. So these environmental factors must be maintained properly, and this maintenance will ensure us to achieve the environmental sustainability. Ecology may be a factor, however, ecology is described here. Ecology aspect should be prioritized. What is ecology? In our early childhood life, we studied that maybe in our social science book, small animals, big animals are dependent on the small animals. For example, if you think about the big fish bowl, it eats other fishes, right? And we are the most dangerous animal in the world. We eat everything. So this is a chain, ecological chain. One animal depends on another, that will depend on other. This chain is going on. Manufacturing process must be careful in the least pollution. Organization should be careful about the manufacturing process so that there will be least pollution. If it is not possible that pollution volume is high, it will create a disaster to the environment. They can manage their waste properly. Dispose the waste without hampering the environment. Just not throwing the waste in the river, not in the canal, not in the other place. They can recycle the waste, or alternatively they can somehow dispose the waste, or can turn into other things, or any other garbaging system. They can dispose this so that the environment and other people are not affected by this. Number 6 is to ensure the capabilities in maintaining high quality and valued physical environment. The physical environment is that what we are seeing. So organizations, or we should have that capability to maintain a very quality and valued physical environment, which is very good for living, good for business, good for the country also. Now come to the economic sustainability. Organizational sustainability has received huge attention in both business area and academics. But the central of such emphasis is economic sustainability. Actually, this is very true that sustainability became a burning issue in the business and academic. Why? Because economy is that power. Economy is that power that drives the environment, that drives the society. Our society or our environment all may be shaped or driven or recreated and highly influenced by the economic power. Just imagine that if you have enough money to do something, you can do that in environmental friendly way, social friendly way. But if you don't have that economic capability, you will create some waste and you will not bother for that. You will leave it as it is because you don't have the money, you don't have that capability to dispose that. However, economic sustainability mainly encompasses competitiveness and innovativeness, because once you are very competitive, your economic power is high. In the business environment, you have good production procedure. This is your competitiveness, which your rivals don't have. So you are getting the competitive advantage because of your modern and good or updated production system, where the cost is very minimal. Or innovativeness, you have or the organization have that capacity to perform different innovative operations or activities that create different new product or differentiated product or service in the organization, for which organization can lead the market and earn more and more. That's why economic sustainability mainly encompasses two basic things: competitiveness and innovativeness. Once you are competitive, once you are innovative, you get this economic benefit and be economically sustainable. Few economic dimensions such as trade balance or imbalance, inflation, public debts, these three things need to be emphasized. We will discuss on the next slide. Number 4, the higher the trade balance, the higher the economic sustainability. Okay, what is the higher the trade balance? What is trade balance? Just a little discussion. For example, your import and export balance in trade. Balance in trade in your import and export. In the garment sector, we are importing the cloths, machineries, cotton, everything. Just sewing the cotton and cloths and exporting the finished goods. So it can be said that 99% we import and then do the 1% job and send 100% export. So what is the balance over there? Maybe 1%, or we import more and export less. In that case, our trade balance is lower. But if we can make this balance higher, the economic sustainability will be higher. Because from the organization perspective or from the national perspective, if the trade balance is high, organizational economy or national economy, both will be higher. Higher inflation and public debt reduce economic strength. It's very normal that if we have high inflation in the country, our economic strength will be minimizing. That is, it is saying that in back to 50 or 50 years back, Bangladesh currency was more powerful than now. Why? Because the inflation rate is very high now. You have lots of money or papers in your pocket, but With the money, you are purchasing very low amount of goods. Who knows, in future, you may not get that amount that you are getting now if the inflation will be higher. However, as inflation increases, economic strength decreases. That means inflation, it hampers on economic sustainability. Then competitiveness and economic sustainability have a common relationship. Where competitiveness drives the sustainable economic system, yes. As economic sustainability largely depend on competitiveness, so it's very natural that competitiveness drives the economic system, and higher the capability in competitiveness, higher the sustainable economic system. Another thing is the innovation. So if organization can create a very solid or strong innovative foundation or innovative activities that generate different innovation or invention within the organization, then they can sell this innovation or commercialize this innovation for their profitability, which ensure their economic sustainability. And two, there is a typo mistake. There is a 2T over there. Actually, it will be 1T, 2. To ensure the economic sustainability, the organization must be very careful in their competitiveness and innovation for aligning with national trade balance and inflation. Yes, it's not sufficient that organization is sustainable economically, but the nation is not sustainable. It is not good for us, good for other people. Because you are organizational people, you are doing the job over there, but you have a national identity, you have a society. Everywhere you have to be comfortable. So, organization, they should be very careful in their competitiveness and innovativeness, so that to be competitive or to be very innovative, they are not hampering the interest of the nation. They are not hampering the interest of the nation, and nation is the national trade balance or the inflation is not impacted by the organizational activities. And if the organization impacts in that level, the nation will be affected. Sustainability will be lost. So this is about the economic sustainability. Now come to the third pillar, social sustainability. Different social values, sort of organizational behavior things again here. People's belief, their perception and attitudes, political system, social system such as economic system, all these have a very strong influence on the human being as well as on the organization. So our belief or perception attitudes, our political system or social system, all together influencing us. And we are going to the organization and also influencing the organization also. It links economic sustainability with environmental sustainability. Social sustainability works as a bridge between economic and environmental sustainability. Society, it creates the balance between economic and environment, because if the society observes that organizations are very, very profit seeker, not thinking about the environment, then they will protest the issues. And if necessary, the government will interfere. So, social sustainability, it linking economic sustainability with the environmental sustainability. Social sustainability can be presented as dynamic and it changes continuously over years and years. Social environment is also dynamic, economic thing is also dynamic, but social things, social sustainability is more dynamic, and our social perspective issues, our discussing topic, for example, our fashion, our different choices, these are very dynamic and these are not stable. These are continuously changing over years. Biophysical environment and issues such as climate change, species extinction, or pollution, these things are the issues of social sustainability, or you may be contradict that climate change or pollution. Why these are not under the environmental? Here we are talking about the unsocial, but we are saying this is biophysical environment. For example, climate change is the reason for social activities. In the society, we are not aware about the destruction in the we are not aware about how we are doing negative impact to the climate. Simultaneously, pollution, though it is an environmental issue, but from the society it is starting. Even it is starting from our home. We are throwing different garbage through our windows at our home. So this is a social issue. Pollution affecting environment, but creating it starting in our society. The loss or destruction of different species. Oh, sorry, I missed number 5. Ensuring social sustainability, the awareness and impact of climate change is a very must. It is we have to do it. We have to develop the awareness about the impact of climate change, because the climate change is a big threat now. It's a very big threat. Just we can see that we are suffering from seasonal imbalance. What is that imbalance? In the winter, it became shorter. Duration became shorter, and it is too cold than previous years. And in the hot seasons, it is too hot, and the long dry season in Bangladesh also. So this is caused by the climate change, and if we are not aware till now, it's only the Almighty knows what is happening, waiting in the coming days. Number 6, the loss or destruction of different species. That means we have lost or destroyed different animals, that creating an imbalance in the social system, which causes unstable social condition. And pollution is always a threat to health, no doubt, and this pollution generates different health problems. Just think that when it is heavy rain in Dhaka city, most of the roads are going under water. There is very dirty water. What is the main reason? Blockage. All the drain become blocked because we are throwing our waste on the street. So this is social issue, and this threat creating our health problem also, diarrhea or other things. Pollution is hindering the required balance in the ecosystem. See that, think about our Shitolakha river. or Turag River. These rivers are highly polluted because of industrialization. And this pollution destroyed the ecosystem over there. There are lots of fishes and other other animals living in the water who are totally destroyed. And therefore, in the ecosystem, it created an imbalance. Now, a very crucial presentation about the three pillars, the interaction of three pillars. In the literature, it found that different researcher or author of sustainability management presented different types of interaction. In the figure 1, you can see this is general, which is called intersecting relationship. Here you can see that social, economic, and environmental sustainability interacting each other, and the subset of this portion only at the result become sustainable. However, this is the theory of SAFE theory. But it is showing that all the three intersecting each other. In the figure 2, which is called concentric, the concentric interrelationship, we can see that economy is the subset of society, society is the subset of environment. So the biggest periphery for the environment, and under environment, society operates. And in the society, economic venture works. So if we think that which sustainability is bigger in scope, definitely environment, then society, and then economy. And literal approach, the relationship is that both the sustainability pillars are equally important and same in contribution. Both are affecting or both are producing sustainability. Just sustainability in this figure as a roof, and these three are the pillars. Okay, this was the story about our sustainability. Now we are just shifting a bit toward sustainability management. That is how to manage the sustainability as well as the three pillars: environment, social, and economic pillars. However, sustainability management is a concept that resulted from continuous progression and collective silence of the idea, and particularly of sustainability among societies, organizations, and people across the world, driving towards development. So, sustainability management, it is a concept, and it is resulted from continuous progression or continuous collective silence of the idea, and particularly sustainability among societies. The goal of sustainability management, what is the goal? Is the sustainable development. Definitely, in sustainable management, we work for the sustainable development, which includes the development or growth of both the organization and the nation, not the organization only or not focusing on the nation only. True sustainability management consider both of development of organization and as well as nation. The managers have to concentrate on integration of different sustainability. We know what are the different sustainability: economic, environment, and social. So the manager have to integrate this sustainability in their strategic planning system with resilience. Resilience here refers to flexibility or adaptation, is easily adapting anything. So if the managers integrate the sustainability or include the sustainability issues in the strategic planning system, it will work for the long time, because usually sustainable planning is for the long horizon, and the manager should be predictive and proactive in sustainability management. Why? Why they should be predictive or proactive? As a manager, I should predict what is going to happen next, what to going in the future, what threat may come to the environment, how my economy on threat. So as a manager, I have to predict this thing, and I have to be proactive so that if the problem arises in future, if the challenges is coming, I can be ready with my team. And there is no unique tool to manage sustainability. Across the globe, nobody yet today has established any unique tool that can be followed to manage the sustainability across the world in every organization. Every developed country is working on this, and they are sometimes developing one tool but finding that this tool has this limitation, so this is not perfect. But they are continuously developing different frameworks, sustainable management frameworks or business model. They are developing continuously, one by one, but till today nobody has claimed that this is the unique tool or this is the only tool. Alongside the environmental, economic, and social responsibilities, finance, accounts, and accountability. Just be careful in the terms. Finance and accounts, investment issues, and accounts issues, as well as accountability of their responsibility. Then business models, practicing strategies, and culture are also very important in sustainability management. And sustainability management framework, just a couple of minutes ago, I mentioned that there is no single or unique framework, and I have explained that. And now number 2 is different dimension of sustainability management framework, and no one is similar to other. Since there is no unique framework, so there are lots of framework. It's natural that no one is similar to others. Engagement of stakeholder has been given the highest priority or a good priority in sustainability management. Who are the stakeholders? Related person or related group of the venture of the nation who are affected by the sustainability, who can put input in this sustainability management. These people or these groups should be prioritized, and the organization or the nation should take the inputs from these stakeholders to manage their sustainability. Corporate social responsibility or CSR has been emphasized because through CSR, organization perform different social responsive activities. Once the organization became socially engaged, they are in some, not legal, some under some bindings that they will not do any harm to the society. Sorry for the disruption again. And arguments for incorporating high resilience and market orientation, innovation, and supply chain management are widely presented. In different frameworks, it is founded that somebody has talked about high resilience, or another group has emphasized on market orientation and innovation, and where other group has emphasized on sustainable supply chain management. Now, a short background of sustainability and sustainability management, both. As a human being, we have been always in search of a stable life, right? Even today, we are working for a good future, right? And a stable life for myself, for my family, for my kids, every aspect. And this is not from our generation. It is very, very old concept. In our early days, people also think about this way. They think and search for a good and stable life and a good society. Therefore, the concept of sustainability is not a very new one. It's very old. It's very ancient. But in the recent days, in last 3 decades, it has been shaped in a new form. But sustainability itself is not a very new. The concept evolved through ecological system. And the root of sustainability concept evolved during the second half of 20th century. That means late 20th centuries, in 1980 to 1995, 3 decades ago, this root was originated. But basic sustainability concept is very, very ancient. The sustainability policy concept were considered through the Brundtland report in 1987. There is a report in Brundtland where the sustainability became a policy concept. Policy, what is policy concept? Putting the sustainability issues in a framework, such a framework that it will force the organization and nation to take some initiative, to take some actions. This is the policy concept. The sustainability concept is developed and expanded through development of human welfare. And as well as the human welfare became concerned and expanded, the sustainability concept also expanded. And the environmental protection, diminishing the threat to the environment, and establishing a boundary between social and economic interaction. The Brundtland report was also emphasized on the development that satisfies the current environmental, economic, and social needs without compromising in satisfying the requirement and capabilities of the future generation. That means to satisfy our current sustainability, we cannot hamper or we cannot compromise with the capabilities of the future generation. That means make ourselves sustainable and make our next generation unsustainable. It's not acceptable. The Nobel winner, Dr. Amartya Sen, has articulated that his concern actually is concerned in balancing the justice for the poor generation with the sustainability, as there is a huge chance of impacting their very fundamental rights such as biological, social, etc. Why he is concerned about that? Because in our country, Bangladesh, even in India, who are the developing countries or least developing countries, in these countries, we have a pressure from the developed countries, politically, economically, and also socially. So, with their pressure, justice often ignored in many cases. And finally, the United Nations initiated an agenda on Sustainable Development Goals, which is called SDGs in short term, that includes 17 goals and 169 targets. And all the goals and targets are aimed to be fulfilled before 2030. That means within the next 7 years. However, these issues will be described under the scope of sustainability management in module 2. This is the end of my presentation, and if you have any query, any question, now I am opening, unmuting everybody to discuss about the issues.